Hello, Kindred Spirits, and welcome to my spiritual oasis, here weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. Today we are doing our Soulful 7 reading, soul-filling messages that you are meant to carry with you for the next 7 to 10 days, the next week ahead. As per usual with these readings, everything will be intuitive, nothing is prepared. The links to all of the groups will be in the description below. So if you need to pause the video at this time to meditate on which group has your message in it, please do so now. Otherwise, you're just going to get right into the readings. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your Soulful 7 reading for the week. Soul-filling messages for the next 7 to 10 days. These are timeless readings, so whenever you are finding this, okay, this one wants to come out. Whenever you are finding this reading, there's a message meant for you. So, no place like home is our guiding energy. The message that I am receiving right off the bat with this card is, I feel like the message, the guiding message, is this idea of making home. Like, home is where the heart is. Home is what you make of it. And it's almost like making the efforts and putting an energy to produce a home for yourself. It could also be talking about being homesick. So that could be connected to or related to like your moon energy. So it could be like literally your family. So like 4th house energy, like your family, close friends, relatives, just maybe being away from them or missing them or feeling disconnected from them either physically and or spiritually. I feel like it could also be talking about home being like your inner world, your inner home. So like that moon energy as far as like your subconscious, your inner world, your spirituality, that sort of energy where you are potentially needing to keep house a little bit, do a little bit of work, put a little bit of effort or energy into your inner world or your home space in general. So this could be literally like your home, physical home where you reside. It could be talking about family or friends, 4th house energy, and or it could be talking about like your inner world and your just like your inner world and your spiritual and subconscious home, if you will. So we have the owl. Your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom without fail. Yeah, I really love that because I feel like especially when we're talking about home in relationship to our inner world, our subconscious, like our moon energy, that potentially shadowy side of ourselves, or the quieter, deeper side to ourselves, the id, if you will, opposite of the ego. This idea of like inner wisdom, intuition, knowledge. I'm getting like high priestess energy as well. It's almost like trusting your intuition, having faith in the knowledge and the wisdom that you have in your inner world without there necessarily being evidence in the outer world of these elements like coming true or having like an outer world type of proof to them, but paying attention to and trusting your intuition, especially when it comes to people and in relationship to protecting like your home, again, whatever that is for you. We have Phantom Quartz, which really talks about embracing change. So So I feel like the message here, like the no place like home, we kind of have moon energy, nighttime energy. There's some mystery to it. I also feel like you could be in a place where you're feeling like you don't have like the stability of home. Maybe you don't feel like you're at home. You could have recently relocated to a different place or started a new job or something like that, where there are changes, like big changes that are making you feel potentially a little bit uncomfortable or feeling a little bit out of sorts or disconnected in a way. And I feel like with the Phantom Quartz energy, this idea of embracing change is really connecting to and leaning into the changes that you see coming for you in the newness of this like home life, or maybe even the concept of home being new for you. But embracing that and not fighting it is the message there. And we have Jade, and the message that I am getting from Jade here talks about being the bigger person. So if you're in a situation with somebody where there is a disagreement or you guys aren't quite seeing eye to eye, the message here in Jade is for you to take the higher road, for you to be the bigger person, and just like not being petty too. And I'm getting the message here that there might be a number of things that are pulling at you, and for you to pick your battles and not stress about, some of the more like trivial things. Just like be the bigger person, and if somebody wants to like argue or try to like distract you with drama or nonsense, Jade is really saying just be the bigger person and keep it pushing. You don't have time or energy to waste resources on nonsense. So we have the Nine of Wands. I don't know, I felt like this card was gonna come up in our reading, and it did. Look at that. So in the Nine of Wands, what I do see here is this idea of toiling and trudging through some difficulty when it comes to pursuing your passions. So are definitely going to be, you might be feeling like you're really exhausted and you've kind of been through it. The message with the Nine of Wands here is that yes, you've done a lot. You've making strides when it comes to pursuing your passion and creative endeavors, but you're not quite done yet. There's still a bit of work yet to be done in order to accomplish what you're trying to set after. So it's okay to rest, to take a break, but just know and understand that the journey is not quite over. And at the other end of this journey is that bounty, the abundance. So this is the Empress energy right here. I do feel like, again, on the other side of the efforts and work that you're putting into whatever you're working on is that Empress energy. Again, is that completion and accomplishments of goals for what you're after. And the Empress energy, in addition to beauty and bounty and abundance, I also see this idea of planning. So our Empress energy talks about planning for the future and setting yourself up to be prosperous and to reap the bounty. So potentially some, future thinking is going to be necessary for you as well. Using the wisdom, your intuition to help plan out and make those decisions. And then again, that Nine of Wands is about putting in the effort and the work and knowing that even when you're tired and exhausted, there's still a bit more to go. So, but know that the Nine of Wands is still towards the end, is that you're making strides, you're getting there, you're just not quite there yet. And then we have Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups here, the message with the Eight of Cups is really just talking about the fact that your emotional fulfillment or satisfaction is not where you currently are, and the idea of a change is necessary, moving on and moving forward from potentially disappointing situations. Again, there could be this change or redirection about home and what home is or what home means to you. Potentially that could have meant in the past specific people or specific places, but the renewal of that, the change of that, the progression of that, the wisdom in that is that home is an inside out concept, similar to joy, similar to peace. It happens from the inside out. Being at home in ourselves, being in alignment with our destiny is the true comforts of home and home life, and the kind of beauty, if you will, of the concept of home and prosperity and emotional groundedness as well. So I am getting like adventure energy, that right now you are on a sojourn, you are in an adventure, and there are going to be or have been some changes in your life right now, whether that is, again, whether it was started from realizing that your emotional satisfaction does not reside where you currently are, and kind of setting out on a journey to find where you belong and where you want to be, or whether or not you're kind of in the trenches right now, as far as going out there. So we do have cattail added into our conversation, and the message that I see here in cattail is this idea of building. So you are on a sojourn to build the future that you want to see come to fruition. You are in a place of creation, in a place of work, in a place of doing. And again, just understanding that on the other side of this working, this effort, will live that bounty, that prosperity, that abundance. And then we have wormwood, and the message that I am receiving here in wormwood is this idea of caution. So this idea of being vigilant and paying attention to what's going on around you, really keeping your eyes, your heart, and your intuition open to be mindful of what is around you and what the reality of the current, what the reality of the situation and or situations are for you. So overall, what I'm seeing is change. What I am seeing is transformation for emotional stability and prosperity, abundance, and in the future as well. That there is and or will be hard work and difficulty kind of pushing towards those passions that you're after. But the idea is that the effort that you put in will be, there will be a fruitful outcome with that. And there is a message to be mindful of where you currently are, that the no place like home, the focus of our energy could mean that you are like in a fish out of water type of situation, potentially in a different city, potentially in a different job, potentially, working with people that you're not used to working with. Whatever that is, it's almost like you are a fish out of water, that you're not in Kansas anymore, so to speak. And just to be mindful of your surroundings, who you talk to, be wary of gossip and or people that are, wanting to kind of distract you from your ultimate goal. I'm getting kind of like enemy territory in a way, that you might be embarking on a portion of your journey that might be feel a little bit more like a war zone, if you will, in order to get to where you are, what you ultimately want, which is that bounty, that prosperity. And just know that not every part of our life is meant to be joyful and happy and, full of people and places that we like. Sometimes we have to trudge through the wasteland in order to get to the oasis. So just bear that in mind too, and understand that everything is temporary. Embrace change. Know that, again, it's temporary, and that you're focused on the outcome and not necessarily the current situations. Being grounded and connected spiritually, connecting to and following and trusting in your intuition and your inner wisdom is actually going to keep you really grounded and focused during this potentially trying time for you. So just kind of keeping that in mind. And I feel like the Empress energy is a very good indication that things are going to end up turning out to be positive in the end. That abundance and the promise of, you know, wealth and comforts and a beautiful existence and a beautiful life and a beautiful home inside and out is going to be the fruit of the current situation, even if the circumstances and the road to get there might be challenging. You are building right now. You're in the process of putting action and putting energy into something. So just bearing that in mind as well. Being gentle with yourself, allowing yourself to transition, allowing yourself to go through whatever you need to go through in order to get through this time, but being kind and being forgiving and showing yourself grace as you kind of trudge through what might be a more difficult time. Also, to bear in mind here that this time of challenge has, the potential to move fairly quickly. It could be days, could be months, if we were thinking about timing here. But just know that this isn't going to last a very long period of time. Focus on your task, grit and bear it, and just kind of trudge through the wasteland so that you can get to the pot of gold at the end. So these are the overall messages that I had for you, group number 1. And now we're going to move into picking out some soul truth questions to take with you for the week. These are questions for you to meditate on, to journal through, and just to kind of mull over for the week. So our first question is, am I apologizing for my truth? What part of you is apologizing for your truth and why? Yeah, following your own path and going against the grain is actually really difficult, especially, that we're pack animals in a lot of ways. And, we look for approval from the world around us. And I feel like right now we're not in that space. Right now we're in a space of independent thinking. We're in a space of forward momentum. We're in the space of trying to get it done. We're out of our comfort zone now so that we can have a very comfortable comfort zone in the future. So it's a sacrifice for us right now. So living in your truth and focusing on what you need to do in order to curate the life that you want is kind of how I'm vibing with this first question here. The second question, how can I be more flexible right now? Love this card. I feel like it comes up for me when I am more focused on how things are being done instead of the outcome. Again, you're focused right now on outcomes. You're focused on getting through. You're focused on finding the path, finding the way, getting the job done rather than how the job is being done. And I feel like this idea of flexibility really comes up again when I'm not being flexible, when I'm not focused on the end result. I'm more focused on the details and like how things are being done instead of worrying more about the outcome and making sure that the outcome is what I am looking for. So you can pause the video and read the back of the card if you need to do that, or if you so choose to do that, if you want to take this question with you to journal for the week or to focus on. And then our final question for you, group 1, am I focused on what I want most? And this card to me always talks about, I really feel like it's a thoughts question. Are your thoughts on what you wish to manifest, or are your thoughts on what you don't like, what you don't want? You know, to me, this is talking about focus your thoughts and your energy on the outcomes that you want to come to fruition, and not about what you don't like or what you don't want. So spending more time in like a positive affirmation space rather than a negative space. It's good to know it's good to know what you don't want, but I feel like the focus should be on cultivating what you do want and what you wish to happen. So focusing your thoughts on the things that you want to see come to fruition instead of the things that you don't like or don't want, even though you know those things and you use those things to determine what you wish to happen. So group number 1, these are the messages that I had channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment and let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a part of the family. Please do so. I'd love to have you join in. Connect with me on Facebook if you are so inclined to do that. That's where I do a lot of my regular communications with my beautiful soul family. And also check out my Etsy shop. I curate content there to help on spiritual and life journey. So whether that are personal readings, messages you need to hear, or other types of content that I produce there. So check me out on Etsy. The links to everything will be in the description bar below if you're so interested. Thank you so much, beautiful soul, for spending time with me today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your soul-filling message for the week ahead. These are timeless readings, so whenever you are finding this video, there's a message here for you. So let's get into shuffling out our focal energy for you, group number 2, for the week. Soul-filling messages. Upside down. Blessed is our guiding energy for today. We also have a number 4 here. Just feeling in general gratitude. Gratitude. It's very like grounded, homey energy is really present here. And a focus, like a real focus on gratitude, being grateful for what you have, who you have in your life, all of that type of energy is really prevalent in the message of blessed for you this week. So spending time, I would say every single day, waking up and spending the first 10 minutes of your day in a place of gratitude is really going to be beneficial for you this week. So we have fluorite, find peace within. Definitely spending time in gratitude will help to cultivate peace. You know, when you're grateful, you know, it's more challenging to mess with you, if you will. It's like, it's more challenging to disturb your inner peace. It's more difficult to disturb that joy because it's inner energy. It happens from the inside and works its way out into manifesting into your life. And again, this is something you have to do consistently. So I say doing it every day for the first 5 to 10 minutes of your day is a really good habit to get into. And because the more you do this, the stronger your peace and your joy becomes, and more difficult it is to snatch that from you. So we have blue lace agate. And the message that we see here in the blue lace agate is this idea of finding your calm, which I feel like is very connected to this idea of peace. calm, peace, joy, tranquility, harmony, balance. That is really, to me, the focus of your week, especially if we look at the image of our fairy here. Looks like a fairy to me. It's just this idea of gratitude and peace, calm, and harmony. Especially if you find that you are kind of an anxious person, I feel like even more so now. What in the world are my neighbors doing? I find it even more so now that cultivating that peace, that joy, gratitude is going to be very key for you. And then we have our loon. Pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. So if you don't already have a dream journal, or even if you do have a dream journal, focusing and paying attention on your dreams. The message here is that Spirit will be communicating with you through your dreams. Guidance is coming to you through your dream world, through your subconscious. So pay attention to your dream life. Pay attention. I would say pay attention to like the moon cycles, and during new moons. Really, I would say like creating a ritual around new moons. This is literally just coming to me, but creating rituals of like cultivating calmness and gratitude, especially around new moon energy, and using the new moon and the full moon to release energies that are not helping you, that are not positive and uplifting energies. Okay, and then we have the Knight of Swords. Communication again, messages are prevalent in the Knight of Swords energy. I would also say being mindful of your thoughts and what you say and how you communicate to others and to yourself. Sometimes our Knight of Swords can be, our Knight of Swords is swift and quick and kind of reckless when it comes to words and getting things going and taking action. And the message that I do have is not allowing that quick, fast energy to throw you off your center or get you excited or anxious about things, but just kind of in general cultivating a place of calm and a place of peace. And any messages that come, good, bad, or indifferent, you're kind of staying balanced and staying aligned and staying grounded. Also be mindful of over mental activity. Sometimes our Knight of Swords can, overthink, over communicate, just through the energy and excitement that comes with that Knight energy, that doer, that go, an action-oriented energy, which can also cause mental fatigue and anxiety and other sorts of things. So I feel like, especially if you are put in a position where you are communicating a lot, using your voice a lot, doing a lot of thinking and processing, I feel like the message here is to take extra effort to be in a place of peace, a place of calm, and a place of harmony from the inside out. And then we have our Two of Cups. And what I'm really feeling with the Two of Cups is, so there are a couple of things. There could be a love connection or a love reading. And I am getting the message that if this is a romantic connection, this connection with this person is going to be a calm, peaceful connection. That this person is going to bring you peace and not anxiety. That's the message that I'm getting. Could be messages of love, so whether that is love for you personally, or if that is love for someone else that you're close to. So you could be getting a message of like maybe someone's getting married or something like that. You could be receiving that news for either yourself or for a loved one or someone close to you. And then we have our Ten of Cups, which I think is really beautiful, which talks about emotional fulfillment. So I feel like that could definitely come from a partnership with somebody else, like a love relationship or a love connection, or it could be talking about a emotional fulfillment just from having your own peace of mind, your own harmonic connection, like within yourself, and just being in a place of peace and calm and joy within yourself. But this idea of emotional fulfillment, however that manifests for you, is kind of what I'm feeling here. So whether that's harmony between your mind and your heart space, or whether that is, again, an outside romantic connection with somebody else, either that you're currently with or somebody who is coming for you in the future. So for those of you who are single and open to love or open to a relationship, that this person could be our Knight of Swords. Could be somebody with strong air placements in their chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or somebody that will heavily manifest our Knight of Swords energy. So this person, again, is going to be witty. They're going to be quick with their words and clever and action-oriented. Could be somebody who likes to get into intellectual discussions, intense discussions / arguments, depending on the topic, and or how they express their excitement as well. So somebody who isn't really going to mince words. They say what's on their mind, good, bad, or indifferent, and I don't know. I feel like this person is going to be just very high energy and a lot of thinking. Like they do a lot of mind work. So they're in their heads a lot. Okay. So we also have sustain. And just sustain added to our conversation here with a lot of connection and conversation around peace and calm and mental stability and grounded energy. I feel like sustain is really just talking about the sustainability of, you know, your life and your current state, and your mental health is all connected to this idea of sustainability and living your life from a sustainable perspective. And that Knight of Swords energy, unless that type of high energy is your natural state of being, you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to run on that high energy all the time. That you're going to need to have a place of peace and a place of calm. You're going to need to have a routine in place that is going to be focused on recharging and re-energizing your mind and heart and soul and all of that stuff. And again, gratitude, peace, calm, joy, harmony. Those are the types of energies that I'm seeing you cultivating and developing a routine around for the next week. And again, it's going to take longer than a week to cultivate these kind of bigger ideas, these larger concepts that are connected to life. But the more we practice, the better we get at this, and the better that we can just come to the table with a peaceful sort of perspective. And then we have Hollyhock, and the message that we had here in Hollyhock is this idea of abundance, which I feel like is very much so connected to our Ten of Cups energy. And this idea, by cultivating a sustainable existence that is based in gratitude and peace and joy and calm and harmony, is going to really nurture an environment for abundance in the physical world, mentally, and emotionally. So all levels of abundance are present in this sustainable, grounded sort of energy, and cultivating that now is the strongest message that I am receiving for you today. And then we have Foxglove, and the key word with Foxglove is connection. So I feel like these keep on aligning with the adjacent cards. So this idea of a sustainable connection, again, if a love message is hitting with you, a sustainable connection with, again, either that head or heart. So between your head and your heart, a sustainable connection between those forces, and them equally respecting each other and consulting each other when there are times of, decision making and things like that. It's going to bring harmony and abundance for you. If an actual outside romantic love is vibing with you, then this idea of a sustainable connection that is going to bring you peace and calm and harmony in your life is very much so present to provide abundance and emotional stability and emotional abundance for you. So again, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to the messages that are going to be coming in. They're going to be swift and quick, so just make sure that you're kind of paying attention, especially in the next few days. With that Swords energy, I'm getting that the messages will be coming in the next 24 hours to a couple of days. So just being mindful and paying attention to, again, your dreams is where the messages are likely to come through, but also looking for signs and other things around you as well, again, in the next couple of days. So group number 2, these are the messages that I have channeled for you. I certainly hope that this was helpful. These are the general messages again, and we will be adding now our questions to take with us for the week. So these are questions that you can use to journal on. You can meditate on them. It's just a little bit of spiritual homework to kind of keep you, again, connected and focused on your spiritual life even throughout the week, and making that a routine for you. So the first question we have: to whom am I comparing myself right now? What you are able to see in another is only visible because it is within you, ready to be brought out. I really love this card, actually. Shine light on this feeling and not enough, and see the truth. All that you need and want is within you. So stop comparing and start creating. I love it. Yeah, I feel like many parts of this is true. Like when we look at somebody and we're like, oh, I wish I could, or I wish I would, or whatever, and we start feeling like our desires and the things that we want to see in our lives are pie in the sky wishes that will never come true. If we keep saying that to ourselves and that's our thought process, then that is what is going to come swift and quick into our lives. So I like this idea of not comparing yourself to others, but only not comparing yourself to others, but chasing after your dreams, and stop living in a land of wishes and wants, and start living that reality and chasing after your dreams and the things that you want to see come to fruition in your life. So I really love that question. What if it was easy? I love this one too. I love all of these. What am I talking about? I don't know. So the point of this card is, again, the way you talk to yourself and the things and how you limiting beliefs and how you say things and what you say to yourself is very important. So to me, this card really talks about, if you say, oh, it's so hard to make money, it's just so difficult for me to hold on to money or to make money or to earn money, if you say that, then that is the truth. But if you say it's easy to make money, then that is what the universe is going to give you. So be mindful of what you're thinking and how you're saying things and what you're saying to yourself, and just speaking ease into your life instead of difficulty into your life. I love that. It's one of my favorites. And then our final question for you, group number 2. Am I focused on what I want most? Again, that thinking, focus on what you want most and not what you don't want. And then that is what will manifest. You want to manifest your dreams. You don't want to manifest your nightmares. So be mindful of what you're saying, what you're thinking, the energy that you're putting out into the universe. That will come back to you like a boomerang. All right, group number 2. These are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you, enlightening and uplifting. If something hit home for you, please drop a comment and let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a part of the Kindred family. I would love to have you. Please also connect with me on Facebook if you are so moved to do so. That is where I connect more often, or most often, with my beautiful kindred souls. I do random 1-card readings. I let you know when I get goodies and other just random thoughts that I have, and where I can connect best with you all. And also check out my Etsy shop where I curate content there to help you on your spiritual life journey. So whether it is a personal reading or messages that you need to hear or other content that I create there, please do check out my Etsy shop. And yeah, so thank you so much, beautiful soul, for spending time with me today. I certainly enjoyed our time together and sharing this spiritual space. And I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your soul-filling messages for the week ahead. So we are going to go ahead and give our guiding deck a shuffle to see what our primary energy is. Okay, so we have 2 cards. Let's see what they are. Observer and Thinker. All right, so the messages that I received right off the bat here is this idea that the focus for you for this week is to pay attention, to collect information, to observe, to watch, and then to go back and to process what you have observed, what you see, and that is the truth. So for some of you, this could actually be talking about a person. You could be potentially connecting with another person or persons. And I feel like the message here is less talking and more just watching and observing and paying attention to people's actions and their words, and then analyzing and figuring out if what they're saying and what they're doing is lining up. I'm getting the message that some of you might be in a place where you are trying to figure out whether or not you can trust somebody, or trying to figure out whether or not someone is being honest with you. And I feel like it's like less talking on your end, less doing on your end. So if you find yourself putting in a lot of energy into a relationship, whether that be a romantic relationship, friendship, whatever, to me the message is like, back off a little bit, observe, watch, and then process what you have observed, process the data that you have collected, and then make the determination. You know, sometimes we get caught up in our own kind of desires that sometimes we forget to allow other people to show interest in us, or to show us who we are. And just be mindful that you might not like what you see, and that's okay too. So we have the Eye of Light, shift your money mindset. So in relationship to money and career, I feel like the message here is just, you know, if you have a limiting belief about money, again, like you think, oh, it's hard to make money, it's hard to do this, hard to do that. If you have a limiting belief about money, I feel like the message here is to change that thinking. So you have the power to change your thinking. You have the power to change your own actions. So instead of being, you know, out there doing, now is the time to observe, to take in information instead of putting out information, listening to the information that, you know, you are given and making a decision off of those cold hard facts. So we have angelites, which the message that we are receiving from the angelite is this idea that support is all around you. This idea that potentially even reaching out to others to gain insight or knowledge on whatever you might be after is definitely a strong possibility in our search right now for knowledge and understanding. Again, I'm feeling like you're in a time of information and or data collection, and that your focus right now is on collecting information, collecting data, and not putting out information. It's almost like Hanged Man energy in a way. So you have the Seven of Cups. I feel like you're in a place of observation and like thinking and processing, because you will be coming up to a situation where you're going to have to make a decision about something, and you want to be able to make that decision from a grounded, good place of the information, like having the information that you need in order to make the decision that is going to best suit you. So again, you're in the information collection, and making that decision is going to come to you. And if you've done the observing and the thinking that you are being guided to do, then that decision is actually going to be very clear to you how you're going to make that. So we have the Devil energy popping up, and this really talks about vices. So being mindful of your vices. So basically vices are those unsustainable things that we do in order to get instant gratification for whatever reason. So it could be something as benign as like food, overeating food. It could also be, I feel like the Devil's energy is also about kind of habits and or poor habits that we have. So if you have the habit of, let's say, being late or something all the time, then that is something that you're going to want to be mindful of, and that you're going to want to break those negative habits. And of course, Devil energy can go on the other side of the extreme, as in like addiction, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, other sorts of things like that. But this idea of the fact that you have the power, you have the key to overcome any of these sorts of challenges, no matter how difficult they might be. Of course, it's going to be harder to get past them, but I feel like sometimes the benign things are more challenging, because it's more difficult for us to acknowledge that they're problems versus some of the really overt, obvious things that are issues, like having toxic people around us that are no good, that don't encourage us to be better versions of ourselves. But we know them and it's easy, and you know, especially if it's not like directly life-threatening for us, we kind of keep them around, but they're not good for us. They're not healthy for us, as in they're not helping us to be better, to get better, to grow, and to achieve the type of life that we want. So being mindful of those vices, whatever they look like or manifest in your life, and overcoming those, because you have the power to overcome them. And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is really talking about starting over, leaving things that are emotionally, you know, unfulfilling in the past, and moving towards a future that is going to be better for us. Yeah, so this idea is almost like kind of leave those things that are not emotionally fulfilling in the past, allow them to rest there, and just kind of go move on. I love in this card how it has on the horizon there the sun rising, because it really talks about that hope. You know, you're moving towards hope, you're moving towards something better despite the darkness and the challenge and difficulty and desolation around you. It's like, yeah, that you're leaving that because you know that that is not healing for you. You know that that is not where you wish to be, and just kind of like making the decision to do better because you deserve better, and moving on from there. So then we have the woodpecker, which talks about discernment. So using your ability to discern and fortitude to achieve your goals and to find a new rhythm. Oh, I love this. This is about change and transformation. Making decisions, observing, like sitting back a little bit, relaxing, shifting your mindset, whether it's about money or anything else, and overcoming some of those vices that we have, or those things that we kind of lean on that aren't really healthy for us. And we have chicory, which the message there in chicory is this idea of sustaining, sustainability, focusing on a life that is sustainable, paying attention to others, their actions, your own actions, and your thoughts, making sure that all of that stuff is sustainable. And then we have huckleberry, which talks about resourcefulness. I feel like the message there is, as you go on this sojourn, as you move ahead and go after goals and dreams that you have, you are going to need to be resourceful. You're going to need to tap into all of your resources, whether they be, you know, other people or skills, kind of whatever that looks like for you. But this idea of being resourceful, thinking outside the box a bit, and really just challenging yourself. And I feel like for some of you, like, you're very creative, but you don't always use your creativity because it's like you're kind of just like taking the easy way out, which is kind of the devil energy to me in this situation. And I feel like the message here is, don't be afraid to do things a little bit differently, to test out theories and ideas, to really go after things in a way that might not be very traditional. For some of you, I am getting the message that you might be more emotional or more emotionally intelligent, and or heading in that direction. And I feel like the message here is, you know, tapping into that creativity, tapping into your intuition and other forms of decision-making, discernment, fortitude, things like that, in order to make decisions, in order to move forward in your life. And just being more resourceful, and just knowing that you might have to think outside the box a little bit as you move forward on this journey that you're on now. So, group number 3. These are the overall messages that I had for you, group number 3. And now we're going to add our soulful questions, our soul truth questions. Again, these are questions. You can select one of these questions to take with you for the week moving ahead, for you to meditate on, journal on. It's just a little bit of spiritual homework for you to make sure that you have the opportunity here to stay connected spiritually throughout the week, and just kind of something for you to focus on. So our first question, what am I grateful for right now? Ooh, y'all know, if you know anything about me, you know I love some gratitude. So I'm really happy that that is a focus. I encourage anybody, whether you take this question with you or not for the week, to spend the first 5 to 10 minutes of every day for a week from a place of gratitude. So when you wake up, before you really like open your eyes all the way, speak out loud the word gratitude, and then think about 1 to 3 things, whatever your mind that early will allow you to do, but 1 to 3 things that you're grateful for, and speak it out loud. And whenever I do that and I'm consistent with it, it just makes the day smoother. Even if there's a freaking tropical storm going on in my life, starting from a place of gratitude always sets me up for a really positive, beautiful outcome. Like, the day just ends up being better because I start off from a peaceful and joyous place when you start with gratitude. So how can I surrender even more in this moment? Control freaks, this question is for you. I can be in there sometimes. It is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. Surrendering is really, really challenging for some of us, especially those of us who like to have things under control, like to feel like we are under control. But I feel like I really like this idea of, yes, it's good to have a vision. You know, it's good to have a vision. It's good to be an observer and a thinker and a planner. Like, I feel like these two cards together really talks about planning and being a planner and making a decision to just like move to a better place and position in your life. So I really love that, and having a vision and having a map and having a destination. I also really like the idea of surrendering the outcome, because sometimes, you know, we set forth and we have this idea, right, of what that in place is going to look like. And if it doesn't look exactly the way we think it should, then sometimes we underestimate or we don't appreciate what is actually there in front of us. So I feel like surrendering the outcome is actually a really beautiful message here. So, control freaks, here you go. And then our third and final message: do I surround myself with people who lift me up? So, yeah, our friend group. Support is all around you, an angelite. And I feel like, is it? Do you have a supportive friend group or family group or whatever that looks like? Do you have a support system that is on your team, that supports you through thick and thin, right and wrong, and, you know, that are giving and loving and all of that? And if not, maybe it's time to do a little bit of trimming, okay? So, beautiful soul, these are the messages that I channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was uplifting, that this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know it resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a part of the Kindred family. Would love to have you on board. Please also do connect with me on Facebook if you are so moved to do that. That is where I communicate more and most with you all. I do random one-card readings there. I just post random statements. I share just random thoughts. That's kind of just like my random communication outlet there on Facebook. So connect with me there if you want to do that. And then check out my Etsy shop. I curate content there to help you on your spiritual life journey. So whether that be personal readings or messages you need to hear or other sorts of content, I curate all sorts of different things there for you, so to help you on your spiritual journey. So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for spending time with me today. I enjoyed our time together, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye.